are back with episode 42 of Animus Absentis, which is going to be pretty awesome because we did some really cool stuff last season at the finale, and everybody got away. And then there was a rip that showed up and quietly sort of latched onto the underside of their ship, and that's kind of where we left things. So we'll find out what happens this session, and also we're one ingredient away from figuring out how to get Annie's memories back, so that's also something that's going on. Before we jump into all that, though, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and their characters, and also real quick I will say a few things about our sponsors, which I'm putting into chat for links and things. So the first one being Fundamental RPG, which is the system that this game runs on. It looks like this, and you can pick up your copy for the physical copy on Amazon. Just look up Fundamental RPG or Raven Evermore. You can also pick up a PDF version at coffee.com/raven/shop. So just like it says at the bottom of the screen, just add /shop to the end of that. And there should be a little button at the top that'll say Fundamental, and you can click that and see what options are available, which is basically just the PDF, and there's also a free item there for downloadable character sheets that you can print off or fill out in the PDF if you want. Also at the same website, so coffee.com/raven/shop, you can find Intrepid, which is another sponsor, which is adventuring gear for real life, adventure and tabletop themed clothing and accessories and household stuff like coffee mugs like this one right here. Very cool stuff. Highly recommend checking that out. And then finally, Die Hard Dice, which are incredible dice. They sent me this prismatic rainbow set this month, which is really cool. You can pick up your own copy at dieharddice.com. And then for that or anything else that you want to buy there, if you use the code BlackFeatherMay, capital B, capital M, all one word, you can get 10% off your order. So very cool stuff there. And that's it for sponsors. Also, if you want to check out previous episodes of this show or others on the channel, you can do that at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. Look for the stream library and go to Black Feather Guild. And then all that out of the way, let's get to our players. So, starting with top left, Jay, tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Jay Aurelian Jays. I'm one part of the three invisible Canadians tonight, and I am a writer and a game dev. That's the word I wanted. You can find me on Twitter or itch.io for anything on that under Alien Jays. Tonight, I'm playing Sparky, who is a fucking disaster child, to put it as bluntly as possible. They're getting their shit sorted out, but they've been a trial, both to watch and to play. So I'm excited to see them kind of grow past their mistakes, more so than wallow in them. It's good. There's going to be some growth happening today, whether we like it or not. So I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Next we've got V. Tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa, or V. I am a traditional artist. I work primarily in watercolor pencil sketch, as well as some digital art. And if you'd like to take a look at any of my stuff, you can certainly do so. I have an art Twitter, which is at PepperoDraws, just on my little name card there. It's Pepper like the candy. And if you're a fan of Demon Slayer, for example, I'm working on a piece of art from Demon Slayer currently that I started last night. I'm super excited to get finished. So that will be up relatively soon, I would assume. You can check that out. I play Annie, who is the tall, pink-haired, space bun-wearing little mouse of the crew, very affectionately named, despite being the tallest of the crew, which always brings me good pleasure. I love that that conflict in naming versus size. Always makes me laugh. Before the memory wipe, she was kind of like a space anonymous, or kind of like a Robin Hood figure, steal from the rich, give to the poor. But instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, she would steal from the rich and sell to the less rich, and make a little bit of coin for herself in that manner. But since having lost her memories, she has no recollection of doing that. But yeah, she's here. She's got her little brother Liam with her that they managed to save way back when. So yeah, all in all, I think she's doing pretty good. She's anxious about getting her memories back and finding the last ingredient, but we'll get there. We'll get there. She's dealing with the fallout with Sparky, and hopefully we'll, like Jay said, there's going to be growth tonight. We don't know from who or from when, where, but it'll happen. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, that's Annie.
Awesome. Next, we've got Alex. Tell us a little bit about Seattle and yourself.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play Seattle. I'm a digital artist. You can find me around on Can Chaos Art. Seattle is dad of group and currently just trying to keep shit together because his kids are fighting and doesn't like that. Doesn't like that at all because he understands why they're fighting and at the same time doesn't understand anything because nobody's telling him shit. Yeah.
All right. Then next we've got Goody. Tell us a little bit about Captain and yourself.
I'm Goody. I don't really do anything, but I play Captain, and Captain is an android. She's a Black Ops murder droid, but she doesn't really know a lot about herself because of the wipe and everything. But she is kind of the mom of the crew, but she's trying very hard to understand the emotions and feelings of the crew when she herself does not experience those. But she's trying her darndest, and she loves plants. She loves plants. But yeah, she's just trying to keep her crew together and trying to understand when humans need space and when they need actual emotional confrontation.
That's pretty accurate, yeah. All right, and that just leaves me. So I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do, most of which are tabletop related. You can find out all about that stuff at linktr.ee/theraven, like it says below my face. And then I play everything else in the galaxy, including some crewmates on the ship. Daisy, who's Seattle's daughter. Liam, who is Annie's younger brother. And Seth, who is a character that they sort of picked up and adopted after Seth failed to kidnap the Doctor, whom I also play. Though the Doctor is pretty reclusive, so they don't appear very often. So yeah, we last session that we had, you hired a lot of the NPCs that you had encountered in the past to break into a cartel Black Ops site and steal one of the ingredients that you needed for the memory recovery drug, I guess you could call it. And you managed to get away. There was, for the first time in a long time, there was some actual combat, this time ship combat, though you managed to get away without actually having to kill anyone. And now you are in relative safety as far as the crew knows. We did have the camera pan for the audience's sake last session where Rip had gotten away from that fight and had managed to dock his little, not really dock, but like anchor, I guess, his little fighter to the underside of the Lagrange without you all noticing. So that's where we are right now. What's going on the ship? What's everyone's reaction to what they just essentially walked away from? What's your plan moving forward?
Well, we have what is her name? Revi? No, that's Black Lagoon.
Zevi.
Zevi, thank you. We
They
have
have
Zevi
similar
and
personalities, yeah.
yeah, we have Zevi and a couple of hers that we picked up because they had to escape the planet and their ship scarpered without them.
Oh, is she on our ship?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
No, we were dropping her off on the moon for her ship to pick her up.
Yeah.
Remember, we've already dropped her off.
Yeah, this was us like finding the kind of middle of nowhere backwater moon, I think, to drop her off.
Okay. Did that happen last session already?
I think we got there. I don't think we actually dropped her off. I don't know if we fast tracked
okay.
that, though.
We can, unless there's anything that you want to say or any interaction you want to have with her.
I don't get the feeling that she really wants to interact with any of us.
Yeah.
She's not what you'd call a people person, no.
No.
Yeah.
But you can talk to her if you want to. She probably won't shoot you. She's in a pretty good mood.
Reassuring.
I'm not sure I'm 100% in love with those odds. So I think Sparky's okay to not talk to her aside from thanks for the good work. Did we pay her full up front? I forget.
I believe it was half, and then you paid half like right afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we already paid everything out. I already subtracted it from our total anyway. So
yeah. This is why she's in a good mood. She just got paid. And she got to shoot the big gun, as she said.
Oh, yeah.
Which was
Captain
basically
will
my
talk to her.
CBN. Okay. She's just sort of hanging out in the I guess your shuttle's in the shuttle bay, so it would be hanging out like in her own shuttle, just with like the airlock door open.
Okay. Just approach her and say, is there anything you require before you depart?
Nope, don't think so. We got paid, gave me a ride. I think that's pretty much it. Unless you want me to shoot something else. Any of your crew you're not particularly fond of?
I have no requirement of that, but I appreciate your offer. We have an excess of cheese. Do you require any dairy products?
She just sort of gives you this really weird look of like, I'm not sure how to take what you just said, but we can always use more food on the ship, sure.
Captain is going to give her some cheese.
Okay. Is this like a cheese gift basket? Are there a lot of varieties, or just like
Yeah,
just a
I would
bucket of
say
cheese?
there's a good variety. She even adds a couple of like flowers into it just to make it look nice.
Nice.
Because she had to like look up what a gift basket like how do you give someone cheese, and what came up with these nice baskets.
Okay.
And so she was like, oh well, I better make one of those. And so she did.
I love that. Yeah, Zevi looks a little bit confused. Probably a very similar expression to what Captain has when encountering human emotions that she doesn't quite understand. Zevi has a similar expression, like she's like says thank you, but it's like I feel like I'm supposed to say thank you, so thank you. And she doesn't say anything, but secretly she actually really appreciates the addition of the flowers and little touches. Yeah.
I think on a certain level, Zevi and Captain understand each other. Like, humans are stupid. Like,
Yeah, I feel like they're opposite sides of a similar coin.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Captain would just like curtsy and walk away.
Yeah, she just sort of has the basket in one hand and like does the one hand like you close your palm like wave by. with a slightly confused look on her face, but just shrugs and then sits back down and starts just digging into some of the cheese. Because it always comes back to cheese. Yeah, and then when you get to the moon, she just takes off with the shuttle and rejoins her people.
Good for her.
Yeah. So now you are more or less left to your own devices. I need to roll for a Zephy or something now.
Right. Can I make sure that nothing latched onto us to track us?
It's a weird and oddly specific thing to look for there, Seattle.
Well, we did just escape from where there was a lot of things flying around, and they did notice us.
Can we have a little bit of metagaming as a treat?
I was gonna say Sparky is checking the like comms in the nearby area to see if anyone, just like a wide scan to see if anyone's talking about a ship like ours. But that's about as far as I'm good to go on it.
Yeah, you can run
And
like
we didn't take any real damage, so actually no, we didn't we?
Not much.
A little bit.
Pretty superficial.
Also gonna work on that.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do like a system scan of the ship and make sure everything's where it's supposed to be and all that, you definitely can. That'll be tech engineering for Seattle, and then same skill for Sparky to check essentially the internet or police scanner or whatever.
It's basically police scanner is what I'm thinking. Yeah. What is that? Oh my god, there's so many rolls. 26.
Nice. Okay, so we'll
Oh wait,
with...
never mind.
I was gonna say yours
Never
is...
mind.
Yeah, you saw mine. You're 56.
I got a 56.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20.
Just wrench a piece back on the
What
ship
the
and it glues
hell?
itself.
Hi,
I'll just-
man. What the fuck?
I'll just use this natural, space welding and just make the whole ship fix itself. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna start
Did
with
Seattle
Sparky's.
just build us a new ship or something? Like, what the
Cobbled it together out of farm equipment. Go ahead.
So 26 to check for news and chatter about your ship.
Mhm.
So 26. Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of something.
Just a crumb.
Information, but I was debating on if that's high enough for something else, but you'll get a little bit of it.
Okay.
So the basic stuff that you're looking for, there's no local law enforcement that are looking for you. Cartel's definitely looking for the Lagrange, but that's not really like new information.
Yeah.
You've kind of ticked them off a lot, so it doesn't come as a surprise that they're looking for your ship. But there's not like any go check this system or anything like that. It's just sort of be on the lookout for.
Right. There's just kind of just an APB out for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
BOLO, I think, is the acronym for the radio thing.
What does that mean?
For
Be on lookout. Okay.
For
Law and Order taught me that.
Buy one, lose one. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Love that. And then you do get just a tiny bit, a sliver, if you will, a crumb even of intel. There is some staticky information that comes in on what looks like it's supposed to be a secured channel, but apparently it wasn't quite secured or encrypted enough.
Fucking amateurs.
And essentially you're able to decrypt it or however you want to flavor that to know that the GPF is looking for a ship matching your description, not specifically for yours, but a ship like that.
Oh shit, they're after us for the parking ticket, I bet.
That's true, you do have an outstanding parking
We do have an outstanding
Speak
ticket.
out on
I knew it would come back to bite us. We should have just paid it.
And
now
they
a
are
stint broke.
sticklers.
But
Yeah.
it's in
Okay.
connection with something, but you can't make out the part.
Oh fuck! I bet it's
you're
the
looking
bank.
for.
I bet
Could
it's the
be.
bank heist. Yeah,
There's a lot of things it could be.
it's true.
I
It's
mean,
true.
to be fair, our first solution for many things has been just, oh, fucking ram our ship into it. It's fine.
Our very
Like-
obvious ship.
And I don't know why that's our go-to, but like,
Well, because it
It's just
works
been
and
effective.
yeah.
To be fair, we don't usually ram the ship itself. We ram the shuttle.
Yeah.
that's not better.
Yeah, it's not. It's just different.
Now then, there's the matter of the 56
I
tech engineering.
didn't mean to, but it happened.
Don't feel bad. That's awesome. I'm glad that you got a good roll. I just have to figure out what exactly you know with a 56.
Well, I'm using it to figure out if anything's attached to us that shouldn't be and repair damage.
I feel like I need to invent superficial problems so that you find them. Because it's like every dent and paint scratch on the ship at this point.
To be fair,
Yep.
we haven't done a lot of exterior repairs, and we have been using the ship a lot.
Mhm.
It's true.
So there's probably a lot of superficial damage.
Yeah, with that, you definitely do know that the ship is overdue for basic maintenance stuff, but it's nothing like, the ship's gonna break down anytime soon. It's just like, I should probably change the oil, It's got plenty, and it doesn't look, pitch black, but it's getting there. Probably should change it, but be on a good idea. You do find a little bit of the damage from the battle, mostly dents in the armor. Nothing like where the outer hull's been penetrated necessarily, but there's some dents, some bent hull plates, things like that should be addressed, especially before you go into any kind of atmosphere with the ship. And let's see what else. You get like the full like if you took your vehicle in to get it inspected and they did a really thorough job and told you like what percentage the different parts are at in terms of like how long before you need to replace them. You find some parts that need to be replaced soon, and get a good idea of kind of where everything's at in terms of durability and what needs to be repaired, replaced, etc., etc.
Hello, you got an asshole up under here? He's just stuck on there like a crawfish.
Yeah. And then you do find that there is it doesn't specify like what it is. But the ship sensors are capable of knowing if there's like something stuck to the ship. As does tend to happen from time to time, since you are a semi-large object in the middle of space, and therefore have some measure of gravitational pull for small objects.
Right, so Seattle's gonna suit up and give Seth some suit time. So he can show Seth
Okay.
how to remove deposits because that's what he's assuming. So he's basically got what is the equivalent of like a jackhammer.
Okay. And I will say this too, because you got a nat 20 and it's 56. It's abnormally large for just random debris.
He's also
sticking to the
bringing
ship.
the thunk cannon.
Okay.
Space ice scraper.
Yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't necessarily look like a ship, necessarily, just because the sensors aren't designed to tell you that, essentially. But it is large for what you think it is. Enough to make you suspicious. Okay.
Just in case, but probably just debris. So the very high-powered jackhammer should do it.
Okay. This is going to be really interesting, given what I have planned for this. The timing is just going to be funny.
I kind of picture this like taking barnacles off a ship.
That's
Kinda,
exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That's basically what he's going out there and doing. He's gonna go and remove a barnacle.
Yeah. You'll
I
pick
just
up
picture their
little-
eyes meeting, and you know that audio from TikTok that's like, oh no, 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 no. That one.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh my god.
They just both stand there like, this is a pickle.
I could
This is a
see
pickle,
that.
and only one of us is in a suit.
Yep. If it were Sparky or Annie, I think it'd be the Kill Bill sirens, but
Yeah, a
that
little
would make
little
sense
more
for
like
Seattle.
that. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Or it'd be the Wii Shop
okay.
theme.
Yeah,
Wii
that.
Shop
I mean, it could go either way.
All
Or
right.
like,
So,
have you heard the version of the Wii Shop theme that like it just gets progressively more and more off key?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
have you heard the one where the
Yeah.
pauses are slightly too long?
Yeah,
Oh.
Basically any variation of it would do. But yeah.
yeah.
we got it. Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, while you're suiting up, so you're taking Seth with you. You've got we'll call it like a sonic cannon for breaking up rocks and stuff that get stuck.
I mean, that's what the thunk cannon is.
Okay.
It's a sonic
Um,
cannon. It goes thunk.
Okay. Probably like a tool specifically for doing the job though, and then also the thunk cannon that's more for like
Mm-hmm.
people.
Are you telling us you're going out?
Well, I'm letting Captain know I'm going out to
Okay.
remove debris with
Just as long as you're letting one of
with
us know.
Seth.
Okay. Right about the time that you close the airlock behind you, there's a radio call up on the bridge from an essentially unknown caller.
Captain takes
Sparky's,
it.
I was gonna say Sparky's probably still up there because they're still scanning the like police scanners essentially to see if they can get anything more.
Annie was up there too, I think.
Okay. So as Seattle and Seth are starting to make their way towards the ship now, yeah, there's a radio call and you said Captain takes it.
Yeah.
So it's Rip on the other end. And he essentially just says, hi, so this is a bit awkward, but I'm docked underneath of your ship right now, in my fighter. Now, I don't want to alarm you. I don't plan on causing any damage to you or your ship, but I would like to have a conversation.
The Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch. I am absolutely flabbergasted.
It's about that moment that Rip hears a tap, tap, tap on his front windshield.
Oh, Rip would be able to see you long before you get that close.
Mm-hmm.
I will roll for it, though. Because you never know. I might roll a 1.
I rolled a 56.
To scan, not to sneak on the outside of the ship in a spacesuit. Yeah, no, he sees you. And at that, you're welcome to try to roll blend in to try to beat a 43 if you'd like, but that's entirely up to you.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no,
Seattle's
oh, no.
more like confused because Rip is supposed to be terrifying and hides from them easily. So he's just like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Captain's gonna send a very quick communication to Seattle and say, "Stand down."
Seattle sends back, I'm not standing anything. What the actual fuck? And sends you a picture of just the ship clinging to our underside.
if
I
you
know
look
it
real
is
closely,
there.
Rip's in the windshield, like doing the like wiggly finger hello wave.
Captain's just gonna say,
Seattle
"I know
just-
he is there. I am
Seattle
in
just gives
communication
Rip
now."
the middle finger.
With that, Rip responds and says, I see your man on the outside of the ship. They might want to stay there.
I'm trying to inform him to stay there.
Oh, good. I really don't want to have to shoot anybody this time.
You never had to shoot anybody, but okay.
sorry, the muttering under Captain's breath.
Captain's going to tell him one moment, please, and basically put him on mute and herself on mute.
Okay. There's sort of like the response is just like to take all the time you need. And then Seattle, you can see that like the ship's weapons are powered, but not like locked onto anything yet. So it's not like I'm about to shoot you. It's I've got my hand on the gun or on the trigger, if you will.
Seattle is kind of like waving at Seth to stay back some, and he's just like leaning on the foot cannon and like staring at this ship like, what the actual fuck? You're supposed to be scary. And he's just like, just not looking impressed and kind of looking a bit befuddled. Just what the actual fuck? We're supposed to be afraid of you.
Yeah, Seth has basically done that. I don't know if you've seen that little video or GIF. It's like a toddler running down a hallway and they come around the corner, and the second they come around the corner, they get this oh crap look on their face and turn around.
Yeah.
Seth's kind of looks like that and is tiptoeing back towards the airlock.
Oh shit! It's my old boss.
Yep.
Captain's going to turn to Sparky and Annie are both on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to turn to them and say, you both have the most trauma associated with this person. What do you think?
I love that Cap's just like, your trauma dictates the situation. Proceed. Annie would give this one to Sparky because you are more traumatized.
I mean, fair.
I mean, she looks like she wants to rip all of his appendages off, but you know, she does
Totally.
look to Sparky for for their input.
Okay. Sparky says my vote is to let him on board and to talk. And they don't look at Captain when they say it, but they seem genuine in that they're willing to like let him on board to talk.
Sparky,
Yes, Cap.
are you saying that so that you can murder him?
I think Annie would probably give a tiny little chuckle at that in the background, but it's like painfully obvious that it was not intentional and she's trying to like cover it up.
Yeah. Sparky gives like a really kind of just wan smile, like, Captain, if I'm going to kill him, I will let you know. But until then, I'd like to hear what he has to say for himself.
If you are being genuine, I will allow him on board. However, I will not allow him on board if your sole intention is to kill him.
If he draws on us or has any intention to kill us, I won't hesitate. But right now, Cap, that is the last thing on my mind.
That is fair. She's going to unmute the call and say, you may come on board. Leave all weapons behind.
As soon as you unmute the call, you can hear Rip just like humming some little tune to himself, and he stops as soon as you start talking, and says, "Now, see that might be a bit of a problem because I'm sure more than one of you on that ship would very much like to shoot me, and I'm not going to walk in there defenseless. I will bring one gun, and that's it."
Fair, as I am a walking weapon and cannot disarm myself. That is fair.
Don't expect any of you to be weaponless either. Just as long as we all understand that we can all inflict harm upon each other if we need to. Hoping it won't come to that, though.
I am certain we are all capable of destruction. It seems to be the nature of many humans.
As usual, your observations are very accurate. Alright, I will see you at your airlock. And they close the comm and detach their ship. And pilot over to dock. With the airlock, assuming, nobody does anything weird with
Nope,
flying the ship
Seattle's
off or
just
anything.
like grumping about the scuffs that it left on the ship.
Okay.
And cleaning those up before going back in.
Oops, sorry, there seems to be an explosive in the airlock. Oh, my bad. I was wondering where I left that. Yeah, I didn't let him on the ship to kill him. I'm kidding.
After that, again, assuming nobody wants to do anything before he gets on board the ship, he steps off and, to give a cinematic view of this, the
You
camera
should put
starts...
the rooster in there. So the first thing
I was going to suggest it, but I thought it might be too cheesy.
No, the first thing he sees is just a giant rooster.
Okay, that's totally fine if you want to do that. Then, for cinematic purposes, imagine, if you will, the camera's pointed, at the floor, just outside the airlock door, and you see these well-worn, well cared for, but also old and well-worn cowboy boots step into the airlock room. And it slowly pans up, and you can see the leather pants and the well-worn duster, the gun on the hip, and pans up the rest of the way, and you can see the space cowboy, if you will, that is Rip Rose, complete with cowboy hat, the eye patch, and everything. And looks all dramatic and intimidating.
With a steel guitar playing in the background inexplicably.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then the camera pans over to the rooster, who just clucks. And Rip looks a little bit confused, but tips his hat to the rooster and continues through. Who is there outside the airlock to meet him?
Sparky would be.
Captain.
Seattle.
Okay.
Is Annie there?
Sorry, I have a Ritz cracker in my mouth. No, Annie's not there.
Okay.
I just love the idea of Annie sitting on the bridge, just like, no, I'm gonna eat my fucking crackers. Huh?
Seattle's also messaging Annie to make sure that she's not planning anything.
Sparky messages Annie to make sure her crossbow is at hand.
Okay. The children are nowhere near the airlock. They are on the opposite side of the ship.
I thought you meant us for a second.
No, the other children.
I mean, deep cut, but also.
Wait, why are we not by the airlock?
Oh my goodness.
Something that sounds, similar to, but legally distinct from the theme from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, plays as Rip comes up to meet you all. What's your body language like? Like, what are you holding in your hands? How is your body situated as he steps in to meet you?
Sparky's good.
Oh.
You good? Good.
Okay. Captain is how she normally stands, with just her hands kind of like tucked at her waist, like politely.
Okay.
Sparky has definitely pulled up a cargo box and is sitting on it with all the attitude of like a teenager who could not give less of a shit, but it's clear that they're not like, they don't think they're hot shit. They're just trying to put on an air of like, fuck you, Rip. Why are you on our ship?
Okay. What about Seattle?
Slutty goth who forgot how hot Rip was.
Oh, fuck's sake. It's a fucking disaster, Grandpa.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, Rip is extremely
Rip
what you call
steps-
rugged attractive.
Stepped out, and Seattle had that moment of, oh fuck, I forgot he's hot.
I love that.
Ah, good. Here comes my arch nemesis. Oh, fuck, he's hot. Fuck.
Nobody warned me he was gonna be hot still. All right, cool. Well then, Rip walks in, sort of takes a moment to take in all of that, nods to each one of you, and says, "Right. Well, I appreciate the lack of guns pointing at me. You could say we've not gotten along these past few months.
You shot my crewmate.
You ruined my life.
Pretty sure you killed my former self's husband. We're still iffy on that, though.
Rip calmly, in turn, looks to Cap and goes, "To be fair, she shot at me first." Looks at Spark and goes, "Yeah, I got no defense for that, except, the cartel ruined my life first. It was all part of the job." Looks at Seattle and goes, "Also, unfortunately, it was part of the job." But regardless, we haven't gotten along, but we have a chance here to work together a little bit for our mutual benefit. Now, I understand you're looking for the ingredients to return your memories, is that right?
That is correct.
Alright, well, you're causing a hell of a lot of destruction and chaos in the looking for it, so I'm gonna do everybody a favor and just tell you where you can find the next ingredient that you need. And that way, you can take it. You don't blow up anything else. I don't have to clean up anything else. And I'll let you do with your memories whatever you want. That's only part of the reason I'm here. The other is that you've attracted the attention of some very powerful people in the GPF, which ordinarily would not be of particular interest to me, but if you all, let's just say you've acquired information about the cartel that I would prefer they not have. And if they capture you, then they will get it one way or another. So I'm here to tip you off about that. And that's the only reason I'm here, are those two things.
How long have you been tailing us?
I was part of that big battle that you just were involved in. And that's how I
So you're
found you.
telling me you've never been behind us in any space previously? You've never been hiding out in the background in a tiny little single-person ship?
Oh, there was that time that I got on board the ship and caused some chaos, but aside from that, which you already knew, no, I can't say that I have. Once I was restationed to Mars, I didn't have anything to do with you lot.
Why were you restationed to Mars?
All of the damage and chaos and problems that you caused for the cartel that I was supposed to handle and did not. Could say
Seattle
I didn't do well on
starts
my performance review.
Seattle starts wheeze laughing. Like there are tears in his eyes because this had been their plan. We planned to make Rip look so bad to the cartel that he just got in trouble with them.
There's also a little snort laugh from Annie from behind the crew. She has decided that she can no longer stay away. Her curiosity has gotten too much to her. So she's joined.
Seattle is full on wheezing, like having to hold his knees because he's laughing so hard.
Sparky is surprisingly not joining in.
Yeah, Rip
They
just
haven't,
sort of gives...
they haven't looked away from Rip.
Okay. Rip just sort of like rolls his eye at Seattle, but that's about the only reaction that you get out of him. As soon as Annie walks in, he does tip his hat to you, though, Annie.
She swings her her crossbow up and like rests it on her second hand, and she does not look impressed at your stupid little hat tip. Fuck off.
Yeah, Rip doesn't
Like we
really
tap
react.
aside, no cowboys.
Aside from, when you bring the crossbow up, he moves the right side of his duster back a little bit, around the gun. Very like old Western movie duel style, but doesn't reach for his gun.
Is that it? You just happened to be part of the battle and happened to lock onto our ship and happened to want to have a conversation because it benefits you. Is that it?
More or less.
Good.
I can take my information and leave, if you'd prefer.
No, you're going to tell us, and then you're going to get the hell off of our ship.
That was the plan. With that, he the left side of his duster, he pulls that back very slowly and deliberately. You can tell he's not reaching for a weapon. And pulls out of his pocket a data chip. Actually, 2 data chips. USB sticks, essentially. And holds them out for whoever wants to take them.
Captain will take them.
Okay. He hands them to you and says, right, now one of those is information on where you can find the last ingredient without having to blow up any cartel stuff in the process. I'd appreciate it if you could stop doing that. The other one will be of particular interest to you. And he starts to say android and kind of catches himself, says, Captain is what it is now, I believe, yes?
Yes, that is my designation at this time.
I think that'll interest you. Aside from that, steer clear of Radek Hall. That's the one who's looking for you.
Sparky's going to kind of slide off of their cargo box and very slowly and deliberately walk up to Rip till they're like maybe a half meter from him.
Okay.
And they're going to just slowly kind of take him in, like look him up and down, kind of just examining him slowly.
Okay. He very stoic, doesn't flinch or look away.
I used to be afraid of you. You used to haunt my fucking dreams. And now I realize you are just so fucking sad. Do you know who you are, Rip? You're a fucking errand boy. So why don't you toddle off and go tell your masters you did a good job so you can get a pat on the fucking head. And they walk off and go up to the bridge.
Okay. Rip just sort of gets a very slow little smirk on his face. Says, "Oh, the masters don't know about this little errand. I'm sure they wouldn't be pleased, but what they don't know won't hurt them, and it benefits us all. So that's that." And yeah, he turns on his heel and starts to walk back to the airlock, back towards his ship. Right before he gets to the opening, though, he does stop, and he turns around and says, "Oh, I almost forgot." And he reaches into his back pocket, again, very slowly, moving the duster out of the way so you can see where his hand's going, see that's not near his gun or anything like that. And he pulls out something that anybody that was at the cloning lab place, it would look kind of familiar, like one of those tools that was in there. And he says, "Yeah, I almost forgot. Your doctor might be able to use this with the kid, and might be helpful for that thing you found." And he just tosses it to probably Captain.
Okay.
It's like a scanner. Kind of looks like a scanner gun, like you'd see at a retail store. But it's got a much bigger screen and some other dials and things on it.
Okay.
It says, "Your doctor know what to do with that." And then he goes to his ship, assuming nobody stops him.
I would probably assume that as he's kind of continuing to retreat with his back to us, Annie points the crossbow at his back. She doesn't do anything. There is a bolt loaded into the crossbow, but she just kind of trains it in the center of his shoulder blades, and her hands are like tremoring, and she's trying her hardest to like stabilize them and keep the crossbow centered. But if you actually look at the crossbow, like it's swaying, it's tremoring with her hands, and she looks very frustrated.
Seattle's
Okay.
gonna come over and just gently put his hand up underneath Annie so it can help stabilize.
All right.
Captain's going to turn and shoot them both a look like don't.
As soon
shit.
as
Just
Eddie
supporting my child.
pulls the crossbow up, like Rip stops in his tracks. He's actually able to hear the weapon moving. So he just stops in his tracks and holds both of his hands up a little bit. Says, "You sure you want to do that?"
Captain's going to just say very sternly, "Annie, please do not."
Even at Captain's voice, Annie doesn't make any move to like lower the crossbow. She's still not shooting, but she doesn't make any move to lower it.
Rip's not making any movement either. He's just sort of looking over his shoulder with his good eye, and still has both of his hands up.
Rip, please continue to your ship.
If I do, am I going to end up with a bolt in my back?
If my crew knows what's
Seattle
good,
moves to step in front of the crossbow, and he's just like looking at Annie, kind of worried. But yeah, there's a body in the way now.
Okay. He slowly, not like deliberately going super slow or anything, but just very calmly and deliberately walks back to his ship and takes off.
As soon as he's out of their area, when you're trying to like maintain a position, or like if you're exercising and you're holding a specific position, and then at the end you let go and it's just like the good rushes out of you all at once.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of reaction that Annie has. Like she didn't realize her muscles were as tensed as they were, but she lets the crossbow swing down, and she just mutters under her breath, and you can like physically see just how much she slumps, and she just says, "Son of a bitch," and turns on her heel and leaves.
Okay.
Seattle lets her go because, you know what? He's figuring out Annie needs space.
Okay.
Captain's gonna take those 2 USB things and plug them in.
All right.
You may want to have Daisy check those for viruses first.
I'm not letting Daisy have first go at them at all.
Okay.
I at least checked them for viruses.
Captain still doesn't trust Daisy.
That's why Seattle's asking if at least he can check them for viruses.
Fine, I guess.
Alright, tech engineering. Right?
Okay. Yep.
What
Holy
the
shit.
fuck?
What the actual fuck, though?
What the actual fuck? What extra shit did I find? What extra shit? What actual extra fuck? What the actual fuck? I
There
think
is
that
no
I've had these in the last game.
There is no virus. There is like a how to describe it? There's like a tracking program, so if you were to like upload this information anywhere, it would basically trigger something that could
Oh, like a carrier almost.
kind of it's like a with a 56 you know exactly what it's for too, so essentially the objective of it is if you were to try to use this information against Rip or the cartel to like upload it somewhere or post it to any public space, it would essentially notify another program online and it would delete the information.
So, with a 56, could I delete this?
If you roll another 56 you can.
God damn it. Never mind then. I at least know about it.
Yeah, you know that it's there.
I know it's there and I can point Annie and Daisy at it.
But yeah, essentially, and it literally poses no threat to the ship or to anyone on it. It's literally just a safety feature to make sure it doesn't get used against them. And it's only designed to delete the information that was posted on the internet, essentially.
Yeah, but at the same time, if we're able to post this information places, it means we can give this information to people. And it's a tasty bit of information. Now the GRC are on our ass.
The GPF?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, do you look at the information that's on the drives now then?
Yep, now that Seattle's confirmed, hands them over to Captain to look at.
Okay. The first one is just the location of a very remote moon in a very unpopulated star system where you can find a warehouse that has the Wazentipral in it, essentially unguarded. Gives
That's
you the layout.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
sounds
gives
a
you
little
the
sus.
layout and everything else, and it's essentially because it's like this just super remote, nobody lives there area. There's not a lot of security or anything like that. You can just go in and get it. And it's even got like the guard schedule, so you can know when to go in when there won't be anybody watching.
Dope.
The second one has the location, a different location, and it's something that Gouda, you and I will need to discuss before we explore. But it's essentially information on Captain's creator.
Ooh.
So it's to compare it to a video game, this is the story quest for unlocking Captain's memories.
Yay!
Captain Arc. Captain Arc.
And then could I get an education roll from everyone really?
Absolutely.
See if you know anything or already about a Radicall.
No, 17.
All right, Sparky doesn't remember. Seattle and Captain. So Seattle. Oh no.
Oh, Nessa, honey.
More of that TikTok audio in the background.
Oh, I know who that is. I have a perfect memory of who that is.
So essentially, Annie thought and took 10 damage.
So yeah, Sparky doesn't remember anything. Seattle, you're pretty sure you remember that was the last name of the girl that Daisy got involved with.
Oh shit.
And then
Seattle's
Captain,
like, okay, yeah.
Captain, you remember that's her father. She had mentioned his name and that he was coming to join her, or I think pick her up or something like that. And that's
Something
why
like
you all
Something
left.
like that.
That's why you all left early.
Yeah.
Cheese it, it's the fuzz. I get it because
Um,
we make cheese.
Annie, you are 100% certain that that is a defense contractor that works for the GPF. Um, and you remember seeing that person's quote unquote alias in your book. And you're pretty sure you have all the information you need to just destroy this person.
Bless.
I'm sure I do.
This poor person who Annie has mistaken for this other person. So yeah. Information. How would you all like to proceed?
Seattle's like looking puzzled. Is like, isn't that Daisy's girlfriend's dad?
Correct. It is her father.
Seattle pages Daisy up. Hey, honey, we gotta ask you about your girlfriend.
Yeah, Daisy's response is just like, could you fucking not?
It's important, sweetheart.
But she shows up anyways.
Captain says, have you used any form of cryptic programming to speak with your girlfriend?
And Daisy kind of gives a confused looks like, and I always use encrypted programming to talk to anyone.
How encrypted?
She pulls up her tablet and kind of just shows you. And it's not like military grade encryption, but it's way more than the average person would use.
Captain just straight up says, her father is hunting us.
Oh, good. Okay, what do we do about that?
Well, at this point, it would probably be safer if you ceased communication with her.
She's like, yeah, I'm not gonna stop talking to her. She's not part of that.
Does she live with her father?
No, she hardly
What
ever sees him.
name did you give her? For you.
Sorry, I am also getting a loud echo from someone, and it is also throwing me off. I'm not sure where it's coming from though. Okay, now it stopped. That's weird. Okay. Anyways, yeah, Daisy. What name did she use? Daisy said, yeah, I gave her the name Daisy, and then some made-up last name.
Sorry, my brain just blanked. What did you just say?
I was getting an echo again from somewhere. So Daisy said she gave the name Daisy, obviously, but a made-up last name.
Then her father should have no reason to suspect you are in any way connected to us. So, as long as you aren't giving away our coordinates or details about our activities, there's no reason why Daisy needs to cease communications.
Yeah, we don't talk about stuff like that. do you talk about a lot about how she doesn't really like um, the system, if you will? She doesn't really like what her dad does. She doesn't like
Seattle
the
looks
government.
to Daisy. How would she like to join a crew?
Uh, Daisy kind of grins. It's like, that would be cool, but I don't know that I'm ready for her to live on the ship.
That would draw her father directly to us.
There's also that.
Or keep him away if he doesn't know, if he thinks she's a hostage.
That seems like a worse idea. They don't do well
This
with
is
hostage
this is
situations.
why I don't do the planning. I just suggest ideas.
Just be very careful with your communications with her, please.
Where are y'all discussing this?
On the bridge, I think?
Okay. You hear from behind one of the consoles a little voice come up like, if we're having new people on the ship, we should probably get a new one.
Actually, if they are looking for this ship, that might be a good idea.
Currently, we do not have the funds for a new ship.
Sorry.
I mean, we could rob another bank.
What's the giggling about, Raven? I'm curious.
Sorry. I just thought. But everyone, think of all the memories that. Oh, wait.
This will be effectively like me leaving my last place. Like, oh yes, 8 years of nope, never mind. Don't even want to think about that. Put it in the dumpster with the rest of the house.
Yeah,
so yeah,
sorry.
Sparky, you're good. Sparky stands up from the console, and they look like they've been like not a lot of crying, but they've clearly been kind of out of it. And they come over to join the conversation to say, well, like once we get this drug and Annie gets that all sorted, then we could probably do some more jobs. I mean, it's not like money is hard to come by for us. It's either that or we change the ship somehow or get rid of the whole GPF. I don't know if we have a choice.
Both options are going to be expensive. As I said, we have very little funds right now. The amount of money we dumped to do the last job was massive.
Outrageous. Yeah.
We can call Tolan. He always has jobs for us.
I think we need to get this thing for Annie so that she can get her memories back, and then once that's done, then we can think about a job. But I don't want to do another job until we have all that sorted. But that's
We
just
should
my
make
vote.
Annie our priority.
Daisy nods at that and says, yeah, I think that should be the first priority. I mean, it sounds like they don't know exactly where we are. Or, we'd get arrested the second we set foot anywhere. And if they're not... Well, that actually brings up a good point. We haven't been arrested, so... They must not want us, in custody yet.
If they truly wanted us, they could find us easily.
Maybe they don't
Relatively.
have enough evidence.
I'm guessing it's something like that. I'm guessing we're suspects, not Actually,
I mean, or they want us dead and they're just doing that.
That or they're enjoying what we're fucking up.
Can Captain check to see if there are warrants? Because those are typically available online.
They are. And you absolutely can check for that. It's just a tech engineering roll.
Okay, let's see.
To hop on the internet and take a look.
31.
31. There are warrants for virtually everyone on the ship, but they are old. And like the ones for Annie have been essentially canceled because of presuming that she's dead. And same for Blister. Seattle's was the warrants for the suspicion of what's his name's murder, but has also been sort of redacted, I guess. Seattle's been cleared of suspicion for that. And there's not one for Seth or Liam. There are several for Daisy, but they're strictly for Earth, and they're related to things like petty theft.
I feel like even if there was one for Liam, there wouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, if there is, no, there's not.
And I will say that the one specifically for Addie seems a little suspicious.
Stretched. Like,
oh, somebody did something to make that happen.
Wait, are there
oh my
none
god,
for
she
Captain?
pushed over an old lady.
Are there none for Captain just because she doesn't get caught, or because they don't know what to do with her?
Yeah, there's none specifically for Captain, but there probably are some, like, be on the lookouts for the Lagrange, and Captain might be, like, associated with that.
Fair.
So essentially lumping Captain is like part of the ship. Because
That's racist.
It is. It's how they are. They're awful.
You have a much bigger problem if you think that she's just part of the ship.
Yeah. It's not a very good thing for them to do, both for like obvious moral reasons and also because they clearly underestimate androids.
She just leaves like a Yelp review that just says that's racist.
Okay. But yeah, that's what you're able to find. So there's no like active warrants. There is a be on the lookout for a ship matching the description of the Lagrange, but it's not specifically for that ship.
Gotcha.
And there's probably some old ones for the Lagrange specifically, and that's what has associations with Captain, but they're not active warrants. They've basically been dismissed.
So it does kind of sound like they don't have enough on us, or they want to keep it quiet.
Sparky and Annie, you can both roll, I think we were doing gut feeling to remember things from your past. Was that what we were doing?
I think so. I think originally it was education, but I think we switched it to gut feeling or discipline, maybe. I don't remember though.
Oh,
It's
you're
been a
right.
hot
Yeah,
minute.
it was discipline. Gut feeling is what we were doing when we were still using first edition.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, if either and or both.
God, if I could roll above like a 4 today, it'd be amazing.
Shout out to Discipline for being one of my lowest stats.
Does make sense for us.
Do we have
what
enough
is it? Let's
retweets? We're halfway there to an advantage for someone.
Discipline. Okay, cool. Why not? Jesus.
Okay.
That brain
yeah.
cell is somewhere else.
Yeah, you two don't remember anything relevant to what's going on. Never mind.
Why would we? In all honesty, why would we?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, there's a drug that you could go pick up to do so manually.
Winners don't use drugs, Raven.
Speak for yourself. I would like the drugs, please.
Yeah. Daisy does offer to help with uniquely procuring credits digitally, if you would all like.
I don't know why it took us 4 seasons to reach that. Anyway, I guess we were kind of going to do it with ConchCore a little bit, but we never really got there.
Yeah, like a big part of Daisy's history is stealing money online. So that is a resource.
Why haven't we been doing fishing? What?
We should catfish some old rich dude and be like, yeah, we're so into you.
100%. Also, we do have
No.
all that blackmail on all those corporate dudes.
True.
That is true.
So, you know.
Captain can distribute that discreetly to where it needs to go.
You can, though that won't necessarily get you money unless you want to use it for extortion purposes.
I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
that's kind of the plan, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What route would you like to take first? For making more money. You can also try to sell the ship. That is another option.
I mean, we'd only really do that if we're offsetting the new ship, I would say.
Yeah.
Because the shuttle is not going to hold all of us.
Like,
No,
is
no,
our
no.
ship really worth that much at this point?
Also, yeah, it's hot. Like,
Yeah,
it's not
like-
exactly easy to sell.
We'd
Depends
have
on
to
who
give
you
it
try
to
to
like
sell
a
it to.
chop shop or something. Are
Hey,
there
where'd you
space
want-
chop
that's
shops?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff like that. You could also look into selling it to somebody who doesn't care that it's hot.
That's true.
Mercenaries, criminals.
Idiots.
That too.
I was gonna say mercenaries and criminals would probably care if it was hot. Because they're not looking to get caught either.
Thieves would care. Mercenaries like Zevi, for example, would not.
Oh, I guess that's true. They probably already have bolos out for them. Yeah.
Most mercenary organizations like that have like an understanding with corporations as well that usually gets them out of trouble
Right.
because they work for certain ones.
Because they're stooges.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. So how about we do a little like a double threat, extort some bigwig, and also have Daisy do the thing we probably should have had her done like 2 seasons ago, to get us some digital currency. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, I'll give Daisy the stick that has the blackmail stuff
Okay.
and say, threaten whoever you want. Go for it.
This very much feels like giving a kid a knife and being like, yeah, just go for it. Just see what
Pretty
happens.
I was gonna say like giving them a box of fireworks, but yeah, knife works too. Yeah, it's basically Christmas for Daisy. She just gets this big smile on her face and it lights up and she's like, oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this.
But Captain says, remember, you can't tie it back to us, so be sparing.
And Sparky also offers like you can use ConchCore, you know, as a through line if you need a shell corporation to do things with, because we already know
Yeah.
that's gonna get a bad rap anyway.
Yeah.
Daisy straight up gives Captain the look that like when you're a teenager and your mom says, you know, make sure you wear a coat, and like she's already got a coat on, like that kind of thing. Just sort of gives you like the yes, mom kind of expression. It's like, of course I'll be
Better put on
careful.
a second fucking coat. Did you hear, Mom?
Goddamn sweater, bitch.
Yeah.
You really think you're going on the internet dressed like that?
Of course, I'll be careful. I won't tie it to anything that comes back to us. And she looks to Sparky and nods, like, that's not a bad idea. But she plugs it into her tablet and runs into one of the nearest air vent.
Heck yeah.
Captain just rolls her eyes like, could you stay out of the vents? Whatever. Fine. Fine.
You just hear this, like, echoey yell through the vents, like, it helps me focus.
I was so I was like, oh, maybe don't say this thing that came into your mind. I'm like, really? Because last time it got you shot.
I mean, yeah.
You can say that if you don't want anything to happen with it.
Sparky's not. Sparky's not in that kind of mode.
She just crawls out of the vent, comes over to Sparky, slaps them, and crawls back in.
How
no, she'd probably curl up into a fetal position and be useless for the next day or so.
Yeah, that's partly why Sparky's not doing it. Like, it's a little too early to laugh about gut wounds right now.
Too soon. Too soon.
Trauma? What's that? Sparky is going to go seek Annie out.
Okay.
Because I mean, right now, Sparky doesn't know that Annie held a crossbow to rip.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you we're at about an hour and a half. Do you all want to take a break now, or do you want to do the conversation with Annie first?
I'm good for either. Vanessa, you got a preference?
I'm fine.
I don't have a preference either way. If you guys want to get some snacks and water first, that's
Let's
cool.
do it after break, yeah.
Okay. All right, then we'll go ahead and take our break now. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. So go stretch your legs, go hydrate, grab some snacks, all that good stuff. And then we will be right back in 15 minutes. All right, we are back. Sorry, that took a little longer than we said. I was busy stuffing my face, because I was starving. So, Sparky is gonna talk to Annie, right?
Yep. So
Where is Annie?
that's a good question.
In her quarters.
Not in her halfers. So sorry.
That was a good one, Jay.
I found all the beans.
Is it 2 a.m. or are you with the boys?
It could be. It could be. One of those two is possibly true. So Sparky, comes and knocks on the door.
Why do we make more jokes every time Annie and Sparky have to have like a serious discussion?
Because serious conversations are terrifying. May as well joke. So
Coping mechanism.
Sparky, exactly. Sparky knocks on the door and waits for a response.
You hear some rustling around inside her room for a moment.
Hmm?
And then there's a second or two of silence, and then she opens the door.
Okay. So Sparky kind of like looks Annie in the eye and says, "We're Seattle looked at the chips and Rip gave us solid intel. There's a warehouse that just has the chemical sitting there, so we're gonna go there and get it. And then we're gonna think about getting a new ship, maybe." Just thought you want to know.
She opens her mouth like she's going to say something, and then closes it. You can see like she's trying to put a sentence together in her head, but it's kind of like the gears are very screechy as she's like trying to string words together. There's still some of that leftover like tremor to her from when she was in the wherever they were with Rip.
In the cargo. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Cargo bay.
Yeah. So you can definitely see some of that now. As it got worse when she like tried to use the crossbow, which you weren't there for. So now you're actually seeing that
Right.
Up close. And it seems like her breathing is a little more shallow than usual. And so she's trying to piece together a coherent, smart sounding sentence, but she decides to abandon that and just says, "Okay."
So Sparky kind of nods, realizing there's a bit of like inner turmoil going on, and just says, if you need to talk about Rip, just let me know, because I'm also not okay. And they just give like a little wan smile and make to head away.
Annie stands there and looks again like she's just trying to decide whether she wants to bridge that gap a little bit and say anything else. But it seems like she can't do that at the moment, so she just lets you go.
Okay. Yep. So Sparky heads off and yeah.
Yeah, she just closes the door and goes back to whatever she was doing.
Okay.
Who's rolling? What is this?
I'm
Ma'am?
rolling for Daisy. I'm rolling for Daisy for the
Okay.
task that you set her to.
Just giving you shit. Sorry. It just gives. I hear the noise and my brain goes ah.
Okay, so that's a 53. A 54. Oh no.
That looks great.
Okay. That's not terribly bad. She's able to extort one person. The first one was to set up security. The second one was to do the actual extorting of the, horrible, awful corporate villain person. All right, so let's see. How much does she get? She's able to get 50,000 credits out of that. So she does come back to the bridge eventually and announces that after some time.
Jay's been keeping better track of our credits, so when they get back.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see that in chat now. Excuse me.
Captain will just say, like, thank you. May I have that USB information back, please?
Yeah, Daisy hands you the stick and says, no problem. And asks if you would like her to try to do some more traditional thievery from wealthy people who don't need the money.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So sorry, 50,000 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Perfect. I will add that in.
What is that? What is that?
66,500.
God, we're poor.
We are so
Anyway.
really scraping in the bottom of the barrel down here.
Captain will sigh and say, at this point, yes, go ahead and make sure they truly do not need the money.
Oh, so that was just from extortion.
Yeah, that was just from the extortion.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, let's see. She's like, oh yeah, no, they won't need it. They've got more than enough. Okay. And just standard thievery. That's not the right die. There we go. Nice. Gets 20,000.
Ooh, very nice.
Did you invest in GameStop?
No. But she did access an account owned by some guy named Beth Jezos.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, Daisy reports that and then goes about her own business.
Cool. About 86,500.
How are we on, like, gas and shit?
You need fuel.
Are there any stations nearby?
You're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but you can find a space station that has fuel.
How heavily monitored are these space stations?
No more so than any other, really.
Again, it's not like they have enough on us to because if they did, they would just pin us down.
Yeah, I guess.
But I agree, caution, yeah.
Let's go to a station.
I just have this mental image of Captain driving on a road, like we're just in a car, and Captain's like, oh, I don't know about that one. Oh, what about that one though? I don't know. Where should we get gas? All of them are potentially bad.
Yeah. You're kind of in the area where it's going to be more like to use a modern day equivalent, less standard gas station and more like truck stop type stuff. So
Okay.
the fueling stations are more geared towards larger like freight carriers. But there's still, you can still absolutely fuel your ship there. It's just, that's kind of the aesthetic of it.
Okay. Is it very busy at this place?
Not overly. It doesn't look like there's a lot of traffic in the area. You are headed to a very remote area, so it's kind of to be expected.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want on the station aside from fuel?
I mean, what do they got, Raven? Because I don't know if they're going to fit our eclectic tastes.
Like, what kind of station is this?
Like a trucker station.
Like, yeah, like Southeast U.S. truck stop type stuff. So they probably have like, some space aquatic animal that's on a little plaque, and you push a button and it sings songs at you. Stuff like that. Some like hand carved knickknacks and things like that.
How's their dairy supply look like?
Their what
Oh
supply?
my god.
Their dairy.
Oh, it's a space station, so there's not a lot of fresh food, but there's a lot of ice cream, but it's like the ice cream truck style ice cream.
Packaged cheese curds.
Yeah, there's some of that.
Dried
some
cheese
things
snacks.
like that, yeah. Cheese flavored things as well. Cheese flavored cheese.
But why? Why must we dance this dance with the cheese?
No. There's nothing new here that Seattle's interested in. He's already got his base supplies and.
Yeah, and feel free to suggest something, and I'll let you know if it's there or not. If you are looking for anything in particular, the fuel cost about 10,000.
Holy shit! Okay. That's not my.
The prices are a little bit more expensive out here.
That's. I mean, yeah, we are. I guess used to our co-op prices too.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I guess we just fill up. Does anyone want or need anything at the gas station?
No.
We're good on food.
Other than maybe stretching your legs and.
Yeah, I think Sparky would just take a lap.
Captain
think
would probably
there's
look
anything.
around too. Just to look.
Just get off the ship and just do something. Yeah.
The kids do go out as well, and Daisy comes back with just her arms full of junk food, like disgusting things, but stuff that you can't normally just pick up everywhere.
Seattle grabs the package of snowballs off the top of her pile and just cracks into it.
Okay.
Captain would grab Sparky's arm and drag them over to like where the carved stuff is
Shit.
and just say, "What is this?"
Sorry, to the witch stuff.
The like the carved stuff, the hand carved
Oh,
stuff.
the
Oh,
hand-carved.
gotcha. Okay.
There's like a hand carved swan, and like, sort of like the Pops figures where the head's like way bigger than it should be, but they're like hand carved.
So Sparky
Things like
kind of, they have to pick a few pieces up before it kind of clicks in their head, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, right. This is some people take dead trees, and then carve it into stuff, like almost sort of like metal, but it's used to be alive. We didn't have much of this stuff on Mars, so it's weird seeing it."
Captain absorbs that for a while and then just says, "Are they sure the tree was dead?"
Sparky gets that look in their eye like, oh God, like, I've never considered that, but now the fear is there. But they kind of like they wrestle with it for a minute and go, well, I think you can't carve into it real well if it's alive because it's wet, is what I used to hear, but I didn't really get to do it myself. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's dead now.
Wait till Sparky finds out the horror that you can live carve trees.
Good God, no. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just stick with ceramics? Clay is already dead.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want to have a face in a tree.
You would just make a tree out of clay. Yeah, it doesn't quite click for Sparky, like all the wood stuff. So like, it doesn't. Why wouldn't stuff barely grows half the time? Why would you kill it just to carve it?
So Captain just like sets it aside and walks away like she doesn't like it.
Okay. Yeah, Sparky's not super keen on it either.
I love that. All right. Well, unless there's anything else that you want to do here, yeah, you're able to fuel up, and it's going to take you a few days to get to this planet. It is way out in the middle of nowhere.
Actually, I think while we're there, Sparky might just chat someone up, get the gossip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any specific gossip that you're looking for?
Just what's been going on around here like the last week or so. Anything interesting? Even if it's, Uncle Jeb's got the space chickens again.
That's about the gist of it.
Okay.
Nothing terribly interesting on the scale that you all typically operate in. But yeah, there's some talk about, the family so-and-so's just found out they're expecting. And it's going to be triplets.
All I
fuel
can think is like,
prices
are they going to get like mailed or is it express? How does that? When are you expecting it?
Yeah, they just tell you like, no, they're pregnant. They're gonna birth children.
It's weirder when you say it like that, as though they could birth something else. Yeah, they're birthing children this time. Thank God. Last time it was all those feathers and scales. Fuck.
I mean, it is
It was
space,
a mess.
So.
It is the boonies. Okay. I say that because I grew up in a small town, so I know what you mean.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah, the comments about how the fuel prices are increasing, and it's because of this politician or that politician did a thing
Right.
that actually has absolutely nothing to do with fuel prices.
Okay.
Vanessa. Yeah, that's it.
God damn it. Yes, Sparky would head back on the ship.
Okay. Is there anything that you want to do over the next few days before you get to this planet that has the drug?
Probably draw up some sort of battle plan. like how are we doing this? Do we have schematics or is it just a location?
Yep.
We have like
You've got
everything. From the sound of it.
Yeah, it's basically a random warehouse on a moon with like nothing around it. There's like it's like the guy that lives in the White House, no, the lighthouse. The guy that lives in the lighthouse, just someone that sits there for months on end watching old DVDs, and then eventually gets relieved to go actually live their life, and somebody else takes their place.
Oh, okay, kind of like a Firewatch too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a great way to put it. It's like a Firewatch next to a warehouse, and you have the schedule for when they're going to swap out, which is very soon. So there will actually be like a short period of time. Like
I was going to say, do we
12
know
hours
what
where
that
there's nobody
window?
there.
Okay, 12 hours. Do we know if they have anything else here? Because we are broke.
Non-specific as to what else is in the warehouse, but There might be.
Just steal it all. We can worry about that
And
later.
That's kind of it. Like, I'm just wondering, yeah, if it's just an empty warehouse with a vial in the center.
Just steal
In a
shit.
glass
See what
case.
sticks.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we could probably find a buyer for anything through Tolan.
That's basically it. Yeah. Plus, fuck whatever Rip said. We're gonna piss the cartel off.
Don't get noticed, he said.
Doesn't even know who he's talking to.
So the things that you actually have, you got dexaprovolene.
Let me check my notes here. We have
Oxide.
cameline. We have cameline and interloxide.
Okay, and then
Is what I have written down.
okay, I think you got the dexaprovolene as well.
Oh, we might have, yeah. And then we still needed the strentanol and a mystery thing for the memory removal drug. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Because what I have written down is dexaprovolene, strentanol, and the mystery one are for memory removal, and then interloxide, cameline, and wizentebrol are for memory retrieval.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I will just go ahead and tell you. The missing 2 ingredients that you don't have for memory removal are also there.
Ooh.
So you can get all 6. Kinestylene is the missing one that you don't know about yet.
Ooh, okay, I'll need the spelling for that. Perfect. No rush. We can do it later. Yeah.
There you go. It's in Twitch chat
Thank you.
and
In my notes.
in Zoom chat as well. So yeah, there's a 12-hour gap that you will be able to be present for, where there shouldn't be anyone there at all.
Time to shop till you drop. Yeah, I think if anything, it's just planning. Like, how big is the warehouse? How much stuff could we feasibly fit in the shuttle? Who's going? I guess is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the rest of you chime in about what you'd like to do.
Nothing. This doesn't affect me.
Seattle looks confused and just like, aren't I the getaway driver?
In this case, actually, probably not, because you'll need to take the whole ship in there.
Will we? We can't just take the shuttle?
If you're planning to take more than like 1 crate of stuff, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, we should probably take a pretty good amount of stuff if we're gonna like sell it.
Yeah. Also, fuck the cartel.
Yeah, fuck them. All
I can hear in the back of my head is Rip going, I told you wouldn't have to see me if you did do this. And all I was thinking is like, yeah. And also, I don't care. Like, stuff in my pockets with vials. I mean, is there enough security down there that flashing our ass at the Garam Law with the big ass ship is a good idea? Is it a great idea to maybe? What do you think?
I mean, there might potentially be cameras, but that's about it. Assuming that this intel is accurate, there should only be 1 person there, and they will have left by the time you get there. And the new person will show up about 12 hours later.
So can we like park our ship far enough away that the cameras don't see us?
Possibly.
That's an option.
I mean, not even possibly. Absolutely. It depends on how far you want to walk.
How far
We'd
y'all
also
want to
have
walk?
we'd also have to drag it all back there.
Hover forklift.
Seattle like as gestures at Sparky, who just remembered the hover forklift with attached steering of the segway.
That is true. We have a hover forklift.
Yep.
Well, I was thinking more they have one there, but yeah.
You could also potentially do something about the cameras and then bring the ship in.
Raven, that's Pre-planning? What the hell do you think about?
We could also do something about the cameras and then bring the ship in.
Well, you know what, Vanessa? Now that you've said it, that's a really good idea.
Thank you. I thought of it myself. This old noggin of mine.
Oh my goodness, we're a mess. Okay, so what can we do about the cameras? Because I've got the small scale EMPs, but we don't know how many cameras there are.
Why don't we just get up and spray some fucking shaving cream on them or something? You know, like, it doesn't have to be a whole ordeal every time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah.
All right.
Like, we probably have chicken shit we could fling on them. Like,
In all honesty.
Spray cheese.
Seattle looks
Yeah.
to Annie and says, "Can't you just hack it?"
You're not incorrect, but that is significantly less fun. But I suppose if you would like to do that, then yes, it's possible.
Seattle's wondering how he became the adult in this situation, and he's very confused.
Daisy kind of just looks at Seattle with the suggestion of, can't you just hack it? And kind of goes, gee, I don't know, Dad. Can you just make a bomb right now?
Sparky gives Daisy a look of like, don't.
Seattle's
don't say
like,
the bomb
do
word.
you want me to? Because I can.
With what you have on you right now, you can make a bomb.
Yeah?
Daisy crosses her arms like, I want to see this.
Seattle pulls out his heat knife and starts messing with the battery.
Oh my god. It is a wonder.
Is Daisy gonna stop him?
It is a wonder we still have all our fingers.
Is Daisy gonna
I know,
stop
right?
him?
I think she's probably said something along the lines of like, I didn't say can you blow your fingers off. I said can you build
42.
a functional bomb. Oh my god.
42, do I build a functional bomb?
It-
It's probably like a
Yes
cherry
and no.
bomb.
yeah, it's like a big firecracker. Like there's not enough potential energy there to really blow anything up.
That's fine. He's got it
Tech-
set up so if you don't hold the grip right, it blows up.
Technically a bomb. Technically.
This is like, and he's showing it off. It's like,
Yeah, Daisy just pinches the bridge of her nose and shakes her head. She's like, you're missing the point.
I
point-
have this mental image of Annie just standing in the background of any given scene, having like a dissociative panic attack this whole time.
Oh my god. We're all standing there watching Seattle build a bomb, and just in the background of the photo, slightly blurred, you see Annie like war flashbacks in the middle of the bay.
Oh, absolutely. Having the RIP flashback paired with the constant anxiety she's felt thus far of doing an entire mission for herself at the risk of potentially harming and or killing any of her crewmates. Lady's going through it. She's not in a good spot. So yeah, she is absolutely in the background trying to keep it together.
Daisy, meanwhile, is just standing there, like, looking at Annie, like, right? They're always expecting us to just miraculously hack into everything.
Annie just looks up at her and she's like, well, we could always just do the shaving cream thing, I guess.
I like that plan, Daisy says.
All she gets is like a thumbs up from Annie. Still in crisis mode.
Daisy's
Well-
oblivious.
We could use the painter that Seattle used to paint the shuttle.
or you could use the hacking drones I've been building.
Could use both.
Annie's
We can make a loop like they
Oh my
do in
God,
National
Vanessa, are you
Treasure.
okay?
Oh my god.
Annie's just like, well, we could always just tie the paint cans to the drones and then have a button so that it pulls a string and just shoots out
my
paint.
god.
Seattle's actually looking real.
This is like
fucking
Home Alone in
concerned
space.
for Annie. Just like, Annie, are
It
you
feels like we're-
okay?
Annie like leans her elbow against a console and like casually leans her weight over and she's like, absolutely.
It feels like we're
Captain
trying to
just
make one of
says,
those.
if you hold that down, you're going to set off something. Please get off.
You are absolutely correct. And she stands up.
What are they called?
Sparky's gonna give Annie a look of like, like kind of the look of like, I kind of get what you're going through, like just let me know if I can help. It's definitely that look of like, hey,
You're not okay.
Yeah. I've
Rube
seen that
Goldberg
before.
machine. That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah.
That's what it sounds like you're trying to make to do this.
It's a tiny bit like that, yeah. Sparky is all for any of the plans, but we do need to cement one.
Yeah. Daisy has already left and come back with like an armful of cans of spray cheese.
If it works, it works.
Mm-hmm. We have done better with less.
Yeah. Have we though?
Yeah. Museum heist.
We had actual explosives for that.
Points to Seattle. Like, we can make actual explosives for this. But we had to sneak into that place. This one is just sitting there.
I still have deck cord.
I don't think explosives are the best course of action.
No,
and they
I
look
really
like a
don't.
little sad when they say that to Seattle, but they're like, "Look, read the room." Like, it's not the time.
Captain is going to say very, very distinctly, we are not blowing anything up in this mission. Do you understand? If this information is correct and nobody's going to be on guard, there's no reason for anyone to blow things up. You go in, take the items, bring them onto the ship, and we leave.
Sparky looks at Daisy and goes, "Do you think we could make a paintball gun?"
Oh my god.
Well, because then we don't have to be right on the cameras. What if they're up high?
You have
Daisy.
arms.
Yeah, not arms that are like 20
No,
feet tall,
no.
Cap.
Seattle's like,
What if it's on a
that's
tower?
actually a point. If we do it from like sharpshooting, they won't even see what hit them.
Whereas if we go up close to them, they'll get a real good look at our faces when we spray paint or spray cheese them.
You
could
see,
wear a
Cap,
mask.
Sparky is what we call vertically challenged. So that would constitute an issue in that case.
I am vertically
Sparky's definitely not
challenged as
looking.
well.
Yeah, Sparky's not looking at Annie, but they're definitely trying to hide a smirk.
Seattle is like Seattle brings up the fact that yes, but Sparky, unlike you, can't climb on the ceiling.
Yet.
Yeah.
Daisy just leaves without really saying anything and is presumably working on something.
Okay.
But things contained within an aerosol have quite a bit of reach.
I'm just saying we might need it in case. I'm not looking to shoot anyone with a paintball gun because it wouldn't do anything.
Perfect.
I just want to take
You
these
may
things out from
shoot
far.
a paintball gun only if it shoots in bright yellow.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah.
It's close to bright yellow. A little while later, Daisy comes back with 2 or 3 of those. We'll say 3 because I got a nat 20. They're the tranquilizer guns.
Mhm.
With like, it looks sort of like a shotgun shell. There's no like needle on it or anything like that.
It's just
like
a sabot,
like
yeah.
Yeah. And they're all filled with cheese whiz.
Mhm.
Spray cheese.
I knew that was coming.
So it's essentially
Seattle
like a
looks so damn proud.
paint,
That there he
paintball
wipes
shotgun, essentially.
he wipes a tear away from his eye.
So Sparky looks to Annie and tries to get her attention and says, does this work? Is there anything else you want for the plan?
I guess this is fine.
Looking around the house on fire. Yeah, I guess this is fine.
Yeah.
You can hear the disassociation
Yeah.
when you're talking through Annie right now, Vanessa.
Okay, so yeah, Sparky looks concerned but doesn't draw attention to it.
She's so
This is fine.
distinctly like standing there as if nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
Just like her posture is just slightly off. She's just overdoing it a little bit on trying to be present. And she's like, cheese gun? Yes. Exactly.
It almost sounds like someone who's like sleepwalking. When you're like, hey, does this look good to you? Ah, yes, a cheese gun. Yes. And you're like,
Captain's just gonna say, like, your diagnostics are distressing. Are you okay?
Oh my. Cap says that, and Annie like visibly takes a deep breath. Like in through the nose, out through the mouth, kind of trying to reset herself. And she's like, no, this is fine. Given what we know about the schedule and how this should go, I highly doubt that they're gonna have somebody standing there waiting for our ship to come in. So the cheese gun is fine.
Your blood pressure is terrible.
Yes, Cap, thank you. Everything's fine.
It's like the worst doctor's visit. God, these readings are awful.
It's like when you tell your mom something in confidence and then she starts reciting it in front of the family members and you're like, no, everything's fine.
Thanks, Mom.
That's kind of the vibe. Annie's like, listen, thank you. I realize that you have the technology to do this, but please not now. Like, that's the
Thanks
way
for bringing it to everyone's attention.
Yeah.
Daisy, just standing there hearing this, hearing that, the captain saying Annie is distressed, looks at Annie, looks down at, like, basically what she has on her person, which includes a can of spray cheese, and just hands it to you. It's like, cheese?
Annie looks like she's about to say no, but then, like, visibly rethinks it. Her shoulders kind of sag a little bit as she, the jig's up. People know that she's distressed. She takes the can of spray cheese and just starts spraying it in her mouth. Does a lap. She needs a second.
Captain is visibly repulsed.
The mental image of someone just going like, no, and just walking around the ship.
Seattle is visibly worried, but also a little bit impressed.
Captain is visibly disgusted, so is Annie.
Yep.
We are progressing through the stages of grief quite a pace.
And Daisy's just like the shy anime girl expression, but also smiling like, yay, I helped.
Sparky makes a mental note to have a chat with Annie later after all this.
Okay.
Because who have they been there?
Well then, unless there's anything else, we can fast forward to getting to the moon.
Please, let's go get our drugs.
Please.
Yes.
I've done
Need
my
our
waiting.
drugs.
12 years of it in this goddamn ship.
Yeah, you get to the
Months.
moon.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. You get to the moon. You can see where the facility is on the moon. There are no other ships present at the moment. You can even like scan for life signs when you get close enough, and it is completely abandoned for the next 12 hours or so, give or take.
Hey, I mean, let's go rob them blind. Like,
All right, lads, let's go.
yeah,
All right.
let's do it.
Who is flying the ship, and how close would you like?
Not
to land?
Annie.
Okay, glad we established that.
Might just
We're
crash
talking
and kill
about
us
the
all.
ship, not the shuttle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Correct.
Captain would be flying the
The
ship.
whole ship. All right. Can I get a mechanical engineering roll to pilot the ship?
Go, Captain. Go, Captain. Go. Go, Captain. Go, Captain. Go. I have found 5 whole beans.
What?
But don't worry about it.
Hold up, roll 20's being weird.
No worries.
Excuse me, roll 20. Where's my...
Where's the jam?
Is it not pulling up your character sheet?
Come on, don't be shy. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Roll 20 is officially drunk. There it goes.
Because I've got your character sheet pulled up if you need me to roll it.
Oh my god, roll 20.
In a second, we're just going to see like 6 different rolls for Lacey.
Tech engineering.
Mechanical.
Mech.
Mech, okay.
24, okay.
Hmm?
Yeah, it is, it is bumpy, landing. A lot of turbulence. But, you managed to get the ship down in one piece without damaging it. It's just a little rough.
Fair.
And, you are sufficiently far enough away that cameras have not picked up your approach. Who's on the away team?
Good.
Seattle's on the on our hover forklift.
Okay.
I think Sparky would probably I assume Annie's going, so Sparky would be going if she is.
Yes, pal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Daisy will be going as well because she wants to shoot the cheese gun.
Of course she does.
Gotta field test it.
Yep.
She's so much like her father.
A little bit. She's also wearing she's taken one of the heads of the stuffed llama toys that from the destroyed ones and has emptied it out and made a mask out of it.
Oh my god.
So
Why am I not the
rainbow
least
unicorn
bit
llama.
surprised?
Seattle asks where his is.
Daisy's like, wherever you left it. I made this one.
I think Sparky's probably got like a weird hodgepodge of scraps just sewn into a mask. Just a real gaudy fashion disaster of a mask.
Seattle is wearing what looks like a pillowcase with holes cut into it, then sunglasses slip through so the holes stay stable on his face so he can see things.
Oh.
Okay. How about Annie? How are you disguising yourself?
I just had this image of Annie being the parent of us going Halloweening. And she's just standing there like, the fuck are you all wearing?
Annie is going through the most right now, and she's still like, mentally there enough to look at all of you and be like, what is happening?
I just realized
Mentally,
Daisy
Go ahead.
probably looks a little bit like a luchador mask because of the way it would have had to stretch
I
and the fact
guess,
that it's
yeah.
so colorful.
oh my god. I don't know. Annie probably has something makeshift to cover her face as well. I don't know if she has like a face mask or something already. It would not surprise me. But just it's very simple. It's not. It's definitely not a llama, and it's definitely not a sheet with holes in it.
maybe something like a what are they called? Balaclava, like the
Mm-hmm.
where there's just like a
It's
slit
just the
for
mouth and the
where the
eyes,
eyes
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Classic Boigler.
All right. You're sufficiently disguised. Could I get a sight roll as you move up on this facility to make sure that you notice where everything is?
Oh,
32.
finally, 32.
We're
Finally, some good
doing
fucking
pretty good
rolls.
Shit.
All right, Daisy, just fucking cool it down.
Nat 20s,
Jeez.
goodness.
I have not rolled a single good number this entire session.
That one's my only good roll this whole session.
Oh my god. Yeah, so Sparky, you're able to spot all the cameras. Annie, you're having an existential crisis and don't notice much.
Mask gets turns backwards.
How about Seattle? Are you okay, V?
Sorry, what am I rolling again?
Sight.
Oh boy.
I just hear this faint wheezing in the background.
Like she's gone off to another planet.
Every
my
single
God.
time I sound like a kettle on the stove that's like squealing to let you know.
In another room, yeah.
It's so embarrassing. Oh my god.
It's so
No,
good though.
it's fine. So yeah, none of you see anything except for Sparky, and then Daisy's just like, the llama corn sees all.
Fucking hell.
And points out like literally every single camera and is just going ham with the cheese gun.
I trust everybody else to see everything while I am going through it. It's fine. Just as long as you guys don't let me walk into
Annie's
one.
sitting
We're
on the hover forklift while
We're like your
Seattle's
guide crew.
pushing it.
That works, yeah.
That works.
You'll know there's probably actually going to be a forklift here, right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, then we have two.
Feel free, anyone. I guess just Sparky, because nobody else sees the things.
Yeah.
If you'd like to describe how your cheese gun works and how you take out some of these cameras, if you would like, you are welcome to do so.
I think they're very like methodical about it because they're not super sold on guns in general. So I think they're almost second guessing themselves a lot of the time. So it might take them more shots than like the average marks person would do.
That's fair.
Yeah.
These are also firing giant globs of cheese, so I imagine
Also
accuracy
that.
is a little bit.
Yeah.
leaves a little to be
Yeah, I
desired.
imagine range is not exactly ideal. So yeah, it takes a bit of like angling in, but yeah, they do point them out just as Daisy would, and take out. I think honestly, we'll just take the ones out that are in our way. We don't have to take all of them out.
Okay.
Just the ones that we.
I picture Annie sitting on this forklift, holding on to another can of cheese.
Yep. Just like there's just a little trail underneath the forklift on the way out.
Every once in a while, she squirts it in her mouth.
Oh my god.
That is the sound of sadness, my friends.
I did not go into today anticipating her being such a fucking mess. Here we are, I guess.
Yep. Sometimes it's just how it goes.
At some point, Daisy
Sometimes
does
your
hand
family
Sparky-
supports you on your heist to get your back your stolen memories, while you have an existential crisis and eat cheese from
I
a
can.
can.
At some point, Daisy does hand Sparky another handful of the pellets, like seeing that
Okay.
Sparky's having some trouble with accuracy. And yeah, you're able to take out any cameras that might possibly be in your way.
Cool.
To back the ship up to the warehouse, essentially.
Awesome.
And then yeah, could I get another sight roll from everyone to see what's here?
Oh god. Oh, roll 20.
Look at that.
Hey!
Amazing. She has a moment of clarity.
There are about Not that low. Did I really die?
There
Rolled a
are
good
2
D20, it's like,
boxes.
there are 2 boxes, and then I rolled again, and it's like, there is 1 box.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
There
7.
are cardboard cutouts of boxes.
Yeah, there's 7 crates from Generico Pharmaceuticals
Heck yeah.
that are kind of tucked into one corner. There are 9 unmarked crates that you have no idea what's inside of them just by looking at them. There are, oh geez, 20 crates of weapons of various types, grenades.
Oh, we know how to deal with
guns,
those.
ammo, C4, a small armory,
Hell yeah.
and that's about all that's here. At least in the warehouse, there's like there's another building that's
Mhm.
like the guard tower type thing that has living quarters and things like that in it.
We don't need pillows. Is there another like forklift or even just like a pallet jack or some, you know?
Yeah, there's a forklift here.
Okay.
Like a hover.
So
dolly
how
type
quickly
thing.
can we load everything?
That's the question, isn't it?
I would assume it would take you less than 12 hours.
Yeah, I've done, like, having done warehouse work, I'm going to say, God, I hope it doesn't take us 12 hours with this many people.
I was like, this many people, and we have at least 1 functioning forklift. This should only
Yeah.
take us 3 hours.
Yeah, tops.
Yeah. And your ship is backed up to the building with the
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
loading ramp down. So yeah. Yeah, you're able to take care of everything within a few hours, well before the other person gets here. And
They're gonna get fired. So sorry, how many
anything else
crates
you
of
wanted to hear?
which? How many?
So there's 20 crates of weapons,
Yep.
9 crates that are completely unmarked,
Okay.
and there were 6
Two?
crates from
6.
Generico Pharmaceuticals,
Perfect. Okay.
I think is what it was.
I think our while we're all getting it sorted, and while maybe Annie's not looking, they would take one of the cheese cans that she's brought with her, and they're just gonna spray paint anarchy on one of the walls
Yes.
in cheese.
I love that.
Oh,
And they're
I
they'll
don't
take
think
a-
you. I don't think you understand how much I love that.
And they're just gonna
I
they're gonna
think
take a
I
picture
need
of
to
that and show
Find a
that to-
cheese, a canned cheese brush and make it for a shirt.
So they take a picture and they'll show it to Annie later once she's had less, trauma.
oh, amazing. All right. Anything else that you'd like to do here?
Yeah.
All right. Then some hours later,
Plug the
after a lot of
forklift
hard
in.
work, yeah, you're able to leave the planet.
I would like to add that Annie obviously did help. She's not too
Yeah,
far
no,
lost to
totally.
La La Land that,
Yeah.
she's just continuously consuming cheese.
Just sitting there in the middle of the warehouse, like
It's the only
And you
sound
know
in the
what?
background.
If that's all she could do, none of
Yeah.
us are going to give her a hard time about it because she was there for each of us during
It's true.
our own emotional
It's true.
breakdown.
Although Daisy will definitely bring a giant ass bottle of water for Eddie and go, you're going to want to drink this or you're going to be super bloated.
Yeah, I would say once everybody kind of really kicks into gear and
Mhm.
they see the crates and things start moving, Annie probably fairly quickly snaps to it. Like,
yeah, like muscle memory.
Yeah, and she's just like, it comes to a point where she's like, okay, there's things that need to be done. I can't just sit here and wallow in cheesy bliss for for the next few hours and let everybody else do anything. So yeah, very, very quickly she jumps into gear and starts helping. So she's good.
Love that. All right. Well, now that you've gotten the loot and all loaded up and you've taken off and you're on your way, I will go ahead and tell you one of those generic pharmaceuticals crates has the last ingredient that you need, as well as other things. So you have everything that you need, and the doctor knows the proper ratios and all that. So, um, the is Annie ready to get her memories back? Is the question.
Ma'am, I have been waiting 4 seasons. I have been waiting 42 episodes. Yes, I'm ready for the drugs. Give me the drugs.
Are you sure? Because you don't have to.
I feel like this is a case of reverse peer pressure. Like, you don't have to say anything.
Raven Nessa will stab you. She'll
I
find
know.
a way. She'll find a way.
And none of us will stop her.
I
Yeah,
know where you
like-
live, Raven.
I would like. What the hell's wrong
I
with
know.
y'all?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, the doctor.
so
hands
I'm
you
clear. Sorry
yeah,
to
what's
interrupt. Just so I'm clear, the memory retrieval stuff is interloxide, cameline, Wizenteprol?
Correct.
Okay, just so I had those.
What if they just gave her the,
Yeah,
the memory erasing drug?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, fuck, we mixed up the files.
Oh, I suppose
my
I should
God.
roll for the doctor.
Oh, no.
Are you really?
It's fine. They did fine.
Oh my god! If that happened, I would actually like decease on the spot. That's so
So
funny.
make a new version of Annie.
Yeah, pretty much. We're back to
Um,
square one.
God.
And he's like, "The hell are all of you?" So no, the doctor does hand you the syringe, and kind of, sensing that this is an important moment, just like, here you go. You can take it. You can not take it. You can do whatever you want, but here it is.
When the doctor hands it to Annie, she sort of like lets it rest in the palm of her hand without closing her fingers over it, and it's almost like, she might be afraid that if she closes her fingers around it, it might break or something. So she just kind of like stands there with her hand outstretched with this syringe on her palm. And it's kind of like the same vibe as people who hand you a child and you're like, hello? And you just like hold it away from your body. That's the kind of expression she has, or she's just looking at it. She's like, uh-oh.
Okay. And the syringe kind of looks like a cross between an EpiPen and a hypo spray from Star Trek, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. I would assume that she's like in the med bay.
Yeah, the doctor hands it to you in the infirmary, but doesn't specify that you need to take it in the infirmary. They just sort of hand it to you and walk away.
Is anybody else around? I feel like this is,
Well, that's
don't-
what I was going to ask, was like, where is this taking place?
you don't let your friends drink and drive. Like, you don't let your friends take memory restoring drugs alone. Hello?
So is it in the med bay? Where is it?
Yeah,
In the
that's-
infirmary.
Okay, yeah.
In the infirmary, that's where Annie is given the thing. It's up to you if you want to call people in to help you while you take this, or be there.
Yeah, I would assume that she would look for her family.
Okay.
To be fair, you've been having a massive breakdown, so we didn't know if you wanted us there,
That
while
is
you
an
erased your
extremely
memories.
valid concern. Yes.
At least that's how I'm feeling. So
Okay.
definitely Sparky would be there. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone
Captain
else
would be if she wants her there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck trying to keep Seattle out.
And the
Boy.
children are there too. The infirmary is very crowded at the moment.
30
Nobody there except
seconds
the
ago, I
doctor.
was like, yes, give me the drugs. Now I'm here and I'm like, I don't, hello? I am nervous.
There is no going back from this if you do it, so.
I mean,
this
there
is-
is. It's a restart. You start from square one.
Oops, fucked up. Got to reformat the Annie.
I don't know why I'm so nervous on her behalf. Jesus.
Captain finds that culturally insensitive.
Ooh, fair. Okay, sorry, my bad. Ooh, didn't think about that one. Ooh.
That's fair.
Yeah, so she would have everybody there, I would assume.
Okay.
And she starts to hesitate and then is like, we did this for me. This was my decision and I made my decision and I can't back out now. And then she takes it.
Okay. Can I get a physical fortitude roll from Annie?
You know, it's funny you ask that because I have a 1 in physical fortitude.
If you throw this up, if your body just purges this.
All right. So, you're the side effects are not mild for you. As you inject this, very shortly thereafter, the whole room starts spinning, and you get a really bad migraine, massive headache, and probably have to lay down. It is very painful, but almost like somebody slowly turning on a faucet from closed all the way to open. Memories start coming back in a slow drip, and then pretty soon it's just rushing back. It's very overwhelming. But eventually it does subside after probably 30 minutes to an hour. And you have your memories back.
Does everybody stick around for that long?
I mean, presuming she doesn't go on walkabout, yeah.
Good luck removing Seattle.
Captain probably would.
The kids all stay there too, yeah.
Yeah, okay. As soon as Annie is able, as soon as that pain kind of subsides enough for her to be able to focus, she sits up on, I suppose, the infirmary bed, and she looks from person to person in the room and very seriously just whispers, "Who are you?"
Seattle signs his name. Ed is kind of looking like a little bit horrified at the moment.
Captain just says calmly, "We are your crewmates. Do you know who you are?"
Annie looks to Sparky. Still very serious faced.
Sparky looks Annie dead in the eyes, and they tell her, "You knew me by a different name, I think, but I'm Sparky."
She lets the sound settle in the room for a moment. Like you could hear a pin drop almost. She lets everybody quiet. And then she just bursts out laughing. And it's the kind of laughter that, when you kind of, your stomach hurts, and you wheeze, and you have trouble pulling air in through your lungs. And it looks like it's painful for her. And it's the only way that she can deal with it because, she got it into her mind that she was going to make this joke and it was going to be very funny. And yeah, she looks at you guys and there's recognition in her face. Obviously, she knows who you are.
Shortly after Annie starts laughing, Daisy figures it out and laughs along with you. Liam straight up punches you in the shoulder and then laughs.
Seattle has tears in his eyes and pulls you into a great big fucking bear hug. You cannot breathe. You are being smothered.
As you do this, Annie's kind of coming out of that laughter now. And I guess like the tail end of it is moving from the tone of like, I just pulled the world's funniest prank to, oh my God, this is really awkward now. Like, why did I make that joke? And she looks at you, Seattle, and there's more than recognition there now. She knows you as Seattle, but she also knows Guy. And it's incredibly disorienting for her to see two people and feel two people with their arms around her now. And you can kind of feel a little bit of that tension build up in her shoulders and the way she's like holding herself as you do that.
There's just that little squeeze and it lets her go, but just very, very happy that they didn't fuck this up.
Yeah, she just looks overwhelmed, I guess is the best way to put it. She's looking at everybody, and it's not just a look, it's a see. It's like she's the only person in the room who knows the answer to this question or the punchline to this joke now, because nobody else wanted their memories back. So now she kind of has this burden to carry by herself, even though she knew walking into it that was going to be a case. But it's one thing to think about it and then one thing to experience it. So now she's just trying to like quickly piece together her family for the past 6 months to now these memories that are coming back to her about the crew and who they were, and trying to not let it overwhelm her too much, as she just sits there in front of everybody. It's like, oh, great, wow.
Seth comes forward and kind of puts a hand on Annie's shoulder with one hand, and then the other holds out it's like this little bundle of wildflowers that have been dried and pressed flat in a book or something like that, and says, here you go. Just sort of awkwardly hands you these flowers and says, I'm glad you got what you were wanting.
She takes them from him, and I think that's probably like the straw, and she just starts to cry.
Oh.
It's a hefty cry. Like all this anxiety that has been building up in her, because like I said, like this was a mission that was solely for her, and going into everything that was so dangerous too. Like the build up. This is such a like anticlimactic ending to it because there was nobody there to really stop them. But all that anxiety that she had about, if something happens to somebody, this is completely my fault, because this is something that was being done solely for me. And if anything were to happen, that would be on me. So now she's sitting here and like Seth said, she has what she wants now. And it's confusing for her and relieving at the same time. Like she feels this relief that everybody's still in one piece. But now she doesn't know how to feel because it's like a release of all of that pent up anxiety that she had. And of course, still kind of feeling at odds with Sparky a little bit, but still grateful for having that help. Like it's just very, very overwhelming for her. And you guys know how much she hates to cry in front of people. So she's kind of embarrassed too.
You notice Sparky hasn't moved from their chair. Like they gave like a little smile when you started laughing, but they haven't really moved. They're just kind of watching.
Seth, once Annie starts crying, Seth kind of awkwardly, like, very lightly puts like an arm around her shoulder, like trying to comfort, but obviously I'm like not really sure how to do that or if like this is the right thing. But he's trying, and Daisy just hands you another can of cheese.
That sets her off laughing again a little bit. So it's like that weird middle ground between sobbing and then laughing and then sobbing. How close is Liam?
Oh, Liam's right there too, but he's just sort of like not not uh not withdrawn, but just not like right there in your face. Just sort of just waiting. Like letting Annie process before he says anything.
I love that Seth is just like, let me help you. And Annie, she like leans around him. And I just picture like her eyes peeking around Seth towards Liam. Yeah, it's just she looks for him.
Okay. Yeah, Liam just smiles and nods at you, and then also kind of gives Seth a look of like, what the fuck, man? It's my sister.
Annie
oblivious.
Yeah, Annie reaches out for Liam.
Yeah, Liam will come over then. And it sort of becomes a group hug.
Oh, Seth, you poor sweet bean. Yeah, Annie doesn't mind. She doesn't mind. The more the merrier. But at this point, she's just focused on Liam, and she just says Lee, like over and over. She just says his name, like Lee, and just like ruffles his hair. That's all she can really manage to do.
Liam, you can tell, like, is trying really hard not to get teary-eyed. It just says, "Welcome back, sis," before it just sort of like hiding his face in the hug, so like you can't see him getting teary-eyed.
You can tell that she's been like trying to hold back on crying so much, but then that sets her off again.
All the tears and laughter. All right.
For now, but yes.
For now. Later, only tears. So yeah, that goes on for as long as you would like. What does everybody do? How long does that go on for?
At some point, Seattle sneaks out to start getting dinner ready for everybody.
I think Sparky goes with him. Yeah,
After we go back to the
we are
bridge.
making cheesy macaroni bake.
Are we really gonna force Annie to eat more cheese?
Yes.
I mean, force is a
It's
strong word. Nobody was
comfort
forcing
food.
her to eat
It's
cheese from a can.
Comfort food. Seattle is trying to give you comfort.
Nothing's more comforting than a blockage.
Captain would just go back to the bridge.
Okay.
And wait, okay, how much money do we have now?
76,000.
So we picked up a bunch of shit to sell, yeah?
We sure did, yeah. I've got a list of what we have.
I'm gonna call Tolan.
Yeah.
Okay. You call Tolan, and it rings for a while, and then there's no pickup. Kind of goes to voicemail.
I hang up and ring again. I don't leave voicemails. I'm not a freaking caveman. God.
It rings for like 2 or 3 rings and then disconnects. And you do
We
get a
fucked
text.
up.
You do get a text message back, that says, "It's too hot. We'll call back later."
Great. Great. Send a message back that says, "Have things to sell.
It's
We'll
left,
give you cut."
It's left unread.
What a bitch. Okay.
I've got an idea, but I'll save it for next session.
Okay. Fine.
Just because we've gone over a bit.
No worries. All right. Well, then before we do wrap up, is there anything else that you wanted to do on the ship or with the cargo?
I think Sparky would start cataloging it. Just going through and like really
As
figuring
it's
out
being
what we have.
cataloged, Seattle is putting it away safely in the vault.
Yeah, Sparky's definitely taking a couple things off the top, C4 and the like, just for personal stashes.
Okay.
Captain needs to know what is listed for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
That's half the reason they're doing it, yeah.
Basically, as it's getting sorted through, there's lists being made of things we're keeping, lists of things that are going into the vault. I imagine.
Yeah, things to sell, things to keep, basically.
So what's in those unlisted crates?
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you asked. Before I tell you that,
It's people.
real quickly, the Generico Pharmaceuticals boxes. One of them is the memory drug stuff, and the rest of them are like standard medical supplies, like antibiotics, disinfectants.
We could give those to
I was just thinking the same.
very, and we do have a whole bunch of guns we could just give to them.
We're selling some of them.
Prophylactics.
Yes, we're definitely giving them. You gotta be safe.
Yeah.
Good.
And then yes, the when you go to open the unmarked boxes, who all is at the first crate when you open it?
Probably Sparky, Seattle, I would guess. Yeah.
Okay. As you lift the top of it, it's like one of those like plastic hard shell crates with like the metal lining around the lid where you unlatch a couple things and the top comes off. And the inside is a lot of packing material and what looks like arms and legs and heads, but they're not human.
Yep.
Oh.
And that's where we'll end the session.
Yep.
Cue Seattle looking very disturbed.
Oh boy,
that's fantastic. Before we go on our
This
raid,
is Junji Ito shit.
Look, as long as we don't find any holes that were made for us, we should be fine.
Are there spirals? Should I worry about spirals?
No.
Where? Okay, are the sharks? Are the fish growing legs and like coming to make us into their fart machines?
No. What?
Is my neighbor behaving weird?
You don't have any neighbors.
Do we? Is the supermodel we're dating suddenly really like weirdly attractive, but in the worst possible way?
Has my tongue become a slug?
No.
This is like the weirdest interrogation ever.
I know. I don't know what's going on.
You need to look up Junji Ito.
Don't look up Junji Ito.
Go ahead.
Based on this, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna go on a raid here in a minute, though. So I'm gonna let everybody say what their favorite part was, where folks can find them, and anything they'd like to share or plug. We'll go reverse order. So starting with Goody, those questions.
I'll be here next Saturday. My favorite part was oh god, what was my favorite part? Probably how well we handled the Rip encounter. Like, I was so worried someone was gonna fly off the handles because, like, Annie has been saying for the past, like, several episodes that she's gonna stab Rip next time she sees him, and I was like, oh god, no. And she didn't. So good for her. But I'm still suspicious. Like, why? Why is he being like this? Like, it feels weird, but I like how he handled the whole situation.
Same.
But yeah, that's it.
All right. Alex, same questions. Favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I have two favorite parts. My first favorite part was that it was Captain who suggested we put the giant rooster there to disorient Rip. Captain has finally understand the use of this rooster. It is to fuck with people. Namely, anybody who gets on our ship without us knowing about it. Because can you imagine Rip trying to crawl around the ship now that there's a giant rooster on it?
I mean, at this point, I don't think it would phase him.
Well, at
But
this
yeah.
point, but back then, before you realized how fucking fucked up we are. But yeah, my other favorite scene, Annie disassociating with a can of Cheese Whiz.
That was great.
Just that whole thing where she's just like, yeah, you know what? The plan is going on and I'm being carried along for it. Okay, I'm just gonna eat cheese now. Fuck it.
That was
That
pretty great.
is pretty much how I felt the day of my wedding. Was, okay, everything's been done. Everybody else has got the things that they're in charge of. Okay, I don't actually need to do anything until I need to do something. Oh, fuck. Now what? I'm pretty sure I binged on a block of cheddar cheese. But yeah, you can find me back here next Saturday, and occasionally on Wednesdays once the paranormal game starts up. Yeah, or on Twitter at Can Chaos Art.
Awesome. V, same questions. Favorite part? Where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug?
I would say that the Rip encounter was one of my favorites, but it just made me really angry. Any time that we have to be in the same room as Rip, I get very angry. So we're just, I guess, along for the ride, and Annie didn't end up shooting him, partly because she was having a panic attack and partly because Captain said not to. But we made it, so that's good. Yeah, the whole, you know what, cheese guns, I'm just gonna be over here eating cheese, like I think at that point I had no intention of Annie's coping mechanism being humor, but I think it's just because that's the way I cope. So she kind of got some of that bleed from me. We were both along for the ride and just trying to deal with things as they presented themselves to us. So that was pretty interesting. And of course, the absolute horrible joke of "Who are you?" at the end. I told Raven I was going to do that. And so I had to stick to it. I had to see what would happen if I did it. But yeah, I couldn't keep going with it for too long because I didn't want to do that. That was mean. We will see, however, how those memories come into play. I'm super excited for that.
It's gonna be fun.
I've spoken with Raven on a couple of different occasions about things that I would like to do with that. So it's going to be very interesting. But as for where you can find me next, I will be here on Wednesday for the next episode of Exodus. We're going to be wrapping up relatively soon. but now we are going to be doing an errand for John Castillo, which may or may not involve fighting a doctor. We'll see. You can also find me on my art Twitter, which is at PepperoDraws. That's pepper like the candy. Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Death, meta, mayhem, all those things. It's gonna be great. Next we've got Jay. Favorite part, where can folks find you? Anything you want to share or plug? You might be muted.
Sorry, I was in a different window. Yeah, the way we dealt with Rip for the first time as adults was really impressive. But also, I think just looking at the way everyone like came together on the whole thing, like, you know, looking to get a new ship, fishing with Daisy, like all these things were like it all worked, which I always forget whenever we don't play for like a week. I always forget how well we end up clicking when we do click. So that was really good. And then, yeah, the final scene, because fuck you, Vanessa. I thought you were serious. And
You're welcome.
wow. Beautifully done, but also fuck you. Yeah, excellent stuff. So I can't wait to see how that goes, because I've got some stuff planned for Sparky's end of it. Yeah, and then what are we gonna do with selling guns? Because Tolan finally cut us off. Yeah, I mean, not surprised.
Did he cut you off, or was he just unable to answer?
Well,
Like,
you
did
know
something
what?
happen to him?
Maybe that sounds like Tolan's problem. He's being kind of a crappy, broker. So I was gonna say, maybe we'll take our business elsewhere.
That sounds like a him problem.
Right. So maybe those
Poor
ulcers
Tolan.
finally came up to him. So yeah, where you can find me next is on Tuesday for Standing Stones, where I play a drastically different character.
Amazing.
No spoilers on that, but just pop in, and if you ever hear me voicing Beckney, you'll get it. It's on par with Lagu, I would say.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's a trip. The whole crew on that is amazing. I finally get to play with my best friend of like a decade and some, because we've never been in the same game. So it's a blast. Check me out there for 6 p.m. And otherwise, I'm almost never post on Twitter, so don't even bother looking there. Just find me here. But eventually I'll be posting about Afterburner.
Yes. That's gonna be awesome. All right. It just leaves me. So my favorite part, not my favorite part, but I do have to mention it because it popped in my head and it was so funny, and I could just almost see Daisy saying it when we were talking about, you know, getting a new ship and being like, but think of all the memories in this place. Oh wait. That's right, you don't have them. That was just me being amused at my own silly brain. But no, I really enjoyed.
Captain just instinctively throws her shoe at Daisy.
Yeah.
She doesn't know why.
But no, the part where Sparky just walked up to Rip and was just like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. That was really cool. I liked that a lot. And I enjoyed your reactions to Rip, and being able to play Rip doing the I'm completely emotionally unattached because I'm an assassin responses was fun. It was a cool dynamic for that scene. I really liked it, and I'm impressed that you all didn't attack him, because I was fully ready for a fight with that NPC if that's what it came to.
Again, Seattle has the unfortunate thing where he finds Rip hot.
Rip is very attractive. But yeah, that was great. And then, yeah, all the stuff with Annie, watching Eddie go through the process of coming down from the anxiety, of realizing, like, getting to that point where it's like, oh, this next part's easy, I don't have to stress. And then the very realistic reaction of, I don't have to stress anymore, so that's when you break down. It's very relatable. I've been there, and it was really neat to watch that done so well and realistically. So kudos to V for playing that just beautifully. And then of course the cheese. The cheese is always great. So yeah, those were my
Infected
favorite parts.
everyone with cheese.
Yep.
Listen, all I gotta say is that next time Seattle steps in front of a loaded crossbow, I can't guarantee that nothing bad is gonna happen. Let's just leave
Seattle
there.
was fully expecting to be shot, but honestly, he thought it would be probably better if he got shot instead of Rip right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it would have been for sure. Rip was there. He came in peace, but he was ready to throw down if necessary.
Did he
That would've-
genuinely only have one gun on him?
He did genuinely only have one gun on him.
What
one
kind
that
of
was
What
gun?
kind of dumbass is he?
I feel like this is the how many 7-year-olds could you viably take on by yourself? Like there were a lot.
Yeah,
of us.
like
The hand cannon is a pretty beefy gun.
it was a
would've-
hand cannon?
Mhm.
Madam, I have played Destiny. I know what those do.
Yeah. If anybody's seen Stargate Atlantis, Ronan's gun, that's kind of like what it is, but
Good
a little less,
God.
God.
a little less
Uh,
sci-fi, a little more actual bullet. But it's it's like that kind of a gun.
Good God.
So yeah, he only had
Cowboys.
one gun because he only needs one gun. It's a beefy one. Anyways, yeah, I was ready
so
for combat.
what you're
if necessary, but
saying
I
is
liked how
that
y'all
is the
handled
loot he will drop when we kill him?
it. If you can do so, yeah, absolutely.
Wait, things drop loot now?
They always do. You've just never killed anyone.
I was gonna say technically everyone drops
I
loot
was
when they
gonna
die.
say we've never looted anyone.
Yeah, we never really had to kill anyone to do it though.
It's true.
Yeah.
I was to say, yeah, you've never killed anyone or knocked them unconscious and searched their clothes for things.
All our loot has come from banks.
Yeah.
Well, the last guy we knocked unconscious he peed his pants, so like
It's true. Yeah. No, we
I'm
can't
not
really
touching
loot
it.
Keep
that
his
without,
loot.
like, a...
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm not touching it.
I didn't bring a
don't-
bottle for this one, so
Yeah. I don't have gloves. Like
And that's why Mars is haunted.
Yep.
But yeah, those were favorite parts. Where you can find me next, today is Saturday, so I will be back next on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time playing Cauliflower Callie, who is just the very not bright shonen anime protagonist type character. She just wants to fight things and wants to get out of her small town, and she is very not bright. But she's got a good heart. It's so much fun. I really enjoy that game. The character dynamics that are forming already just from one session are amazing. And the cast is incredible. So definitely come check that out. And then the rest of the week we've got Exodus on Wednesday, our Star Wars game on Thursday, Neon Devils 2 and Welcome to Madison on Friday, and then Necrobiotic and Animus again on Saturday. So that's what's coming up. Other things to share or plug are sponsors. So we've got Fundamental RPG, which is the system this game runs on. It looks like this. We're also running Welcome to Madison and Standing Stones on it, so you can run really everything from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. So it's very, very cool system. I highly recommend picking it up. You can do so on Amazon if you want the physical book. Just look up Fundamental RPG or Raven Evermore. The link is also there in chat. If you want the PDF version and or if you need character sheets, you can pick up the PDF version at coffee.com/raven/shop, like it says at the bottom of the screen. Just add /shop to the end. There are also free character sheets available there at that same location. Also at that website, you can find Intrepid, which is the other sponsor. Has really cool stuff like this. This mug that I've been drinking out of during the session. It's adventuring gear for real life, so outdoor athletic and casual wear, accessories, things like coffee mugs, mouse pads, things like that, with a tabletop or adventure theme to them. There's some cool designs. Just added not too long ago some Pride designs on water bottles, so if anybody's getting ready for Pride events or anything like that, or if you're looking for some way to display that while doing activity where you'd want a water bottle to stay hydrated, they're pretty cool. Currently there's for the Pride flag, the bi Pride colors and the trans Pride colors that are available, and there's more that'll get added if there is interest. So yeah, that's Intrepid. And then finally Die Hard dice, which are incredible dice. Anything that I've not rolled in Roll20 today has been on Die Hard dice, including this really cool prismatic rainbow set. I don't know if you can see it well in the camera there, but it's the set that they sent me this month, and it rolls really well. It's really pretty. All the colors are super clear. I really like it, and you can pick up your own copy at, or not copy, but set rather, at dieharddice.com. And if you use the code BlackFeatherMay, it's capital B, capital M, all one word, you can get 10% off your whole order. So really cool stuff there too. So that's it for me and sponsors. If you would like to catch up on this show or any other show that we have on the channel, any of the past seasons that we've done as well, you can do so at the Fantasy Network, which is just watch.thefantasy.network. Look for the stream library and then click on Black Feather Guild. And that's where you can find all of our older content. All the way up through the season finales of last season. Those should be added in here very, very shortly. And then I'll have the new season shows excuse me, added in here before too much longer as well. And I think that's everything. So we're gonna go on a raid. We got our raid cry, which is, I can't just sit here in cheesy bliss, and we're gonna go raid Milady Saito, who's doing some more tabletop as well. She's awesome. Give her a follow if you're not doing so already, and say hi. And then I will see you all on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.